Hi there, guys. So today we're going to talk about work-life balance. So I think a lot of people need reminding of this, that although you spend 7 hours a day at work, or maybe more, or maybe less, you spend a lot of your time working, but it's important to have a personal life. Um, and that personal life for some people is harder than their job. Whether it be caring for a relative, wherever it be dealing, struggling with your own mental health, whether it be looking after friends, whether it be, I don't know, whatever it is, you have to remember to take time for yourself. Because I've seen it in action where you get so bogged down with your work and the responsibilities that you'll have in your personal life that when you do actually take a breather, all the emotions will come to the surface and you will release. Um, and if you don't allow yourself to have that time, that can end up really detrimental. And it's important for employers to allow their staff to have space from work. And I think that's really hard to do nowadays with work from home, with the WhatsApp groups that we have. Um, it's okay to send a message into your group WhatsApp if it's not work related. So, like memes, I don't know, telling a funny joke or a funny story that happened, or sharing something from your personal life. Absolutely fine. Um, but you have to have boundaries, and you have to know when to switch off, and not talk about work because it can have a real negative effect on staff morale because they feel like they're never getting away. It can have a lot of detriment on mental health, stress levels, absences. They all play a part. Um, and there has to be that divide. You can have your workmates as friends and you can talk outside work. There's absolutely nothing wrong with that. I do it myself personally as well. But the work talk has to end when your shift ends. If you're not paid to talk about it, don't talk about it. And you have to remember as well that people start work at different times. In terms of your travel, um, if people live further away from work, their work day might start a lot earlier. And if you text someone too early in the morning because that's when your journey starts, but theirs hasn't, that can affect their day. And I think it's important to set those boundaries. Maybe have a set time that you can message in or in the chat. Um, Weekends, I think, should be separated from everything. Unless you work weekends, I don't think there should be anything going on in your work chats. Unless, as I say, it is, I don't know, just a funny meme or something that happened. It's okay to share those. Just don't expect people to respond. I think when you need those personal time to yourself or you need that time away from the work chats, use the mute function. Is what it's there for. Um, I do it myself as when I'm away from work, the work chat's on mute. And I think it's to remember people's boundaries. But to have as an organization your own boundaries too. But also when you've got responsibilities in your personal life, as I say, like caring for a loved one, or it can be anything. It can be really anything. It's important to have that time to yourself. Don't give up your whole life for some other people, and whether it be going just to sit in the park, going for a walk, just take that time to feel your feelings, to reflect, to understand what's going on in your head. Because when you're constantly on the go, I think you can sometimes bury things and move past them. And that can be really bad for your mental health. And I'm telling you now that if you don't talk to people or allow these emotions to come out, they boil up under the surface and they will come out a lot worse later on. And I get that when you're maybe caring for a loved one, it's not so easy to have that time to yourself. But I think that comes into the boundaries conversation as well, in the terms of, well, if you don't have that time to yourself, you can't be at your best. The only way to be at your best is allow yourself to feel the feelings you need to feel, allow yourself to relax, de-stress, and understand how you're feeling. Your life can't completely be about everybody else. And I think we all forget that sometimes because we get so wrapped up in what we're involved in. Like, for instance, with this project, I found myself getting stressed because I felt like I had a responsibility to this. In a way I do. I know it's not the same as necessarily caring after a loved one, but I was consuming my whole life with this outside of work, and I had to set myself own personal boundaries so that I wasn't just doing work and this. I could have my own life as well. It's like I would say that I'm not going out on certain nights because I was doing filming for this, but there's no reason you can't film the night before or on a different day and then post it at the same time that you wanted to post it. And the same with the responsibilities you might have in your life. If you need some personal time to yourself and you need to take a step back, you need to use the support around you to do that. Whether that be asking someone else to step in for you, or whether that be giving yourself the night off. And I'm not telling anybody how to live their life. I'm not telling anybody how to manage their own time, but because I wouldn't have the right to do that. But what I am saying is that you have to take time for yourself in some way or another. If the only time that you take for yourself is when you're asleep, you're gonna burn out quick. We all have a wick. Some is longer than others, but they still burn out. Work-life balance also has to include your me time. Don't neglect your responsibilities, but be the best you can be at them by allowing yourself the time to be the best you can, by recovering, de-stressing, relaxing, and allowing yourself to feel. I hope you're having a great day and a great mental health day, and I'll speak to you guys soon.